All right. I'm just gonna ask you where you're from, man.
I am originally from East Texas, Lufkin, Texas, small town. I grew up in West Texas, and then I've lived here on and off for the last 6, 7 years.
Huh? What line of work are you in?
I am a project manager for healthcare construction.
Okay. What do you like about your business, and what is challenging about it?
It's challenging because since it's all healthcare related, you're working in active healthcare facilities. So active construction causes dust and stuff like that. So you also have to come up with ways to prevent patients from getting sick while you're doing construction within the hospital.
Now, maybe this is a direction you took just because it's how the path life laid out for you. But what did you see yourself growing up as a kid? What did you want to be?
A dentist, actually. So I did not end up in that field. Obviously, nowhere near it. My background is mechanical engineering, so I took a completely different path.
Okay. So in another life, you may have been a dentist.
Maybe.
Family, kids, wife, or any of that?
Fiance, no kids.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Recently engaged.
Congrats.
The last few weeks or so.
Where'd you meet her at?
I met her in Lubbock, Texas, while we were in college.
Okay. So, for you to say no to this question, I mean, I've had married people answer this question. I'll cut it out or whatever if you don't answer. It's okay. But just the audience likes to know because dating is really hard right now. When in the courting or the relationship did sex occur? Like, how long did that process take? Was it soon? Was it first date? A month later?
It happened about 3 months after we kind of started hanging out. We weren't even officially like dating or boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything like that yet, but about 3 months after we started going on dates and hanging out and stuff like that.
Okay. Now, these are some quirky. I only really have two more questions about sex, and then we move on. Where is the furthest that you've ever driven, I guess, for a woman or for sex purposes?
I guess it was. I would say I've never driven anywhere just for that reason.
Like, I mean, maybe you're meeting a girl, but you're like hoping, like, it might happen.
Yeah, I mean, so from Midland, Texas to Dallas.
Okay.
So that's about 5 hours or so.
5 hours, okay.
And that was with my current fiance.
Okay.
Long distance relationship.
5 hours. Yeah. And what is the weirdest, out of unordinary place that you've had sex?
Probably the craziest place is in a car.
Car?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. All right, now, okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a tough one because, like, my current position isn't necessarily a position I like, but it pays well. So it's really tough for me to break out of this this industry because no one else really pays this much. So in 5 years, I feel like I see myself in two different, it could be two possible choices. One, I'm with the same company, probably still not loving my job, but making probably more than I am now. And two is with a different company, probably Lockheed Martin, that's a company I've always wanted to work for. Maybe making a little bit less, maybe somewhere around the same as I am now. So that's the two places I see myself. Obviously married, probably with a kid, at least one within 5 years. We're in the market for a house right now as well, so that within 5 years for sure we would have a house.
Even though you're engaged right now, what besides the looks, what are three qualities you were looking for in a woman? Or three, like just.
Someone smart. That was one. Someone that has a sense of humor. That's another one. It's tough to hang out with someone that doesn't share some of the same jokes that you do. I guess the third one may be motivation in life. In general, wanting to do something with themselves.
Okay. Now this one's hypothetical. Let's say you've been married for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going okay. We're gonna say no kids yet. But then there is a video that surfaced that showed your spouse cheating on you a week before your wedding. What do you do next?
The first step would be to have a conversation, with my wife at the time. But as far as what decision I would make, I have no idea. If I'm telling you, if it happened right now, it would be a really big thing. It may end the relationship. But if we were already married for 5 years and it hadn't happened again since that time, then maybe it would. It's also a tough decision because we've been together for 10 years already. We've been together a long time. So, and also a week before my wedding, that means we've already gone through the entire engagement process. You've already said yes, all that stuff, and you still made that decision. So I couldn't answer the question as far as what decision I would make, but the first step would be to have a conversation about it.
What temperature do you leave your thermostat at?
During the day, 75. At night, either 73 or 74.
Okay, okay. What maybe you don't have any, but maybe you do. What has been your biggest regret so far in life?
One of the regrets I've had. So, with a mechanical engineering background, one thing I want to do eventually, a goal of mine, is to get my professional engineering license. The path that I've chosen to take is tough to get my professional engineering license because I'm not doing design work. I'm doing project management, construction management. So one of my regrets has been not taking a job with a design firm when I was fresh out of college. And that might not even have been a decision I made because I didn't have an offer at the time, but I chose to take a job that I was offered, which led me down a different path. But so that was one, maybe holding out longer on finding a job to get a job with a design firm.
Start somewhere.
Yeah. So because then I've been in the industry for 7 years, so typically after 4 years I would have my professional engineering license.
Okay.
But now I don't personally know if I'll ever get it, just because I don't have a lot of design experience at this point.
If you can pick up a skill and learn it instantly, what skill would you pick up?
I don't know if it falls under the category of skill, but to learn a different language.
Okay.
If it was immediate, no practice, no schooling, if I could just know a different language, that would be awesome.
Makes sense. Where are 3 places you look forward to traveling to in the near future?
Ireland, Spain, and probably Switzerland would be pretty cool. The only 2 in the somewhat near future is probably Ireland and Spain.
Okay. This is the last question I'll ask you.
Sure.
What has been the greatest advice that you can remember that somebody's ever given you?
I don't know whether
something that's up there.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's like advice or just a saying, but one thing that I like a lot is whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So that's a big one that I've always liked. It's been told to me by multiple people, but I think it fits every scenario.
That's all the questions.
All right, perfect.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, no worries.